Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment. Today is Monday, July 31st, and the Yankees were taking on the Rays from the Bronx. Aaron Judge was back in the lineup. Domingo Germán was scratched at the last moment, but still ended up pitching. Weird night. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in. Smile, you son of a...
Blow it up indeed. Blow it up to smithereens. Sell everybody, sell anybody. Pathetic. Build time. 100% agree.
What?
So tomorrow is the trade deadline. By the way, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tomorrow is the trade deadline, and pretty much everybody that the Yankees were connected to is either off the board already or have come, I guess, off the board without being traded. Bellinger is the case there. No word on what building Brian Cashman is rappelling down right now. But let's hope he brought his cell phone with him, because he's got some deconstruction of a roster to do. Actually, you know what? I kind of hope he left his cell phone at home. He's done enough damage. There was a report a couple of hours ago that the Yankees plan to sell at the deadline. Really? Really? They're open to talks? I think it's a little late to start talking. Maybe he should have done some talking to free agents over the last couple of winters. Maybe he should have been talking at the GM meetings about fixing this roster before it got to this point. Every single Yankees fan, every single one of us told you guys coming into this season, you need a left fielder. You need a third baseman. You need some contact. But no! Running the same shit back that got you swept in the ALCS and just pretending like everything is going to be better. Hope is not a strategy. I personally don't think the Yankees are going to do very much, if anything at all. I bet my bottom dollar that it will be, if anything, some kind of like a hand wave, half measure, like a Tommy Pham that doesn't move the needle. This team has got to play better, or just mail it in, sell everybody, and regroup in the offseason with hopefully some new management. Because we have had it up to here with Brian Cashman. Q said Cashman's focus was on his own contract last season. Sounds right. Sounds right to me. And in case you missed it, tonight was weird. Domingo Germán was supposed to be the Yankees starting pitcher tonight, but he had pain in his armpit and was scratched. Instead, we got Johnny Brito. So Brito gave up 4 home runs. And then suddenly in the 4th inning, you look up, and Domingo Germán is warming up in the bullpen.
A what?
I have never seen that. I've never seen a starting pitcher scratched with arm trouble and then come in to pitch a few innings later. So technically it was armpit pain and they weren't concerned, but that can be dangerous. That's where David Cohn had his aneurysm. Same with Ian Kennedy. I guess now that you're sponsored by Star Insurance, you could take a few more risks, huh? As I mentioned, Johnny Brito was awful.
I'm an average nobody.
Rays jumped on the board in the first inning, 2-run home run by Brandon Lau. Yankees got one back in the second, solo home run by Jake Bauers, his 9th home run of the season. He's homered in back-to-back games. Look, I get it. He hits home runs, he hits lots of doubles, but let's be completely honest with each other. He's not that good of a hitter, and even he is dangerous in this ballpark. Imagine if the Yankees had some actual, in their prime, Good left-handed hitters. Tommy C. with the dono says, was there really an armpit issue, or was it an excuse for more analytics games like the Davy Garcia J. Happ fiasco? I don't know. I think it might have been that they were holding him out for a potential trade and it fell through. I don't know. The Rays immediately got their run back in the second inning. Home run, second inning? Next inning. No, the following inning. What was it? It was the third inning. Solo home run by Wander Franco. I have a feeling he's going to visit that upper deck a number of times over the next few years. He's going to be a real pain in the ass. He's got a good swing. Volpe led off the bottom of the third inning with a hard line drive single. How crazy is it that was pretty much the high point of the Yankees offense? Well, I mean, I guess we had the home run from Bowers. But, he hit the ball hard. He's been hitting the ball hard the last few days. He's hitting over 250 since he closed his stance. I know he's only hitting 210 on the year. I spent the morning arguing with fans on Twitter who want to trade Volpe, who want to give up on Volpe. And look, the best way that I can explain it to you is this. He's still got the same tools that led to him being drafted and being a prospect, only he's stronger. And he's now gone through his growing pains. He barely played at AAA, and he hasn't had a real hitting coach until a couple of weeks ago. He got off to such a slow start that his numbers are never going to look great. But since he closed his stance, he's hitting 250, which is about what he hit in the minor leagues. He's got a 2+ WAR. Volpe is not the problem. I'm sure some of you want to trade him. Some of you want to give up on him. I think he's going to be here for a while, and I think he's going to do a nice job. The problem is the rest of the roster. The problem is Stanton hitting 198. Rizzo hitting 244. No offense out of the catching position. Barely any offense out of left field. Tonight was an exception. Torres has gone back into a funk. It's insane when you see what this franchise has become, what they're relying on. These castaways from other organizations have become the guys that the Yankees rely on. Rays finally blew the game open, really. They got back-to-back home runs in the fourth inning, and that was it for Johnny Brito. He went 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, got a 5.17 ERA. I mean, even our young players, they struggle. The other teams, it doesn't seem like young players struggle as much as ours do. Just bad development. The organization is shit, top to bottom. Do. Yankees actually had runners on first and third with 1 out in the 6th inning, but Giancarlo bounced into a double play. Of course he did. Of course he hit into a double play. Every infielder would have to die simultaneously of cardiac arrest at the same time for him to beat out a double play grounder. That's how slow Giancarlo Stanton is these days. Rays hang on to win a stress-free game. Yankees headed further into the basement.
I'm a loser. Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
So we've got some super chats coming in that I'm going to get to, and then we're going to take the rest of your comments. And we'll just stay here for a while and talk about the game, the trade deadline. Infernus de Romanis says they need to take the NY off the hat and the uniform. They don't deserve to be called the Yankees. Change the team to the New York Stars. Lori C says, pain in his armpit? This team is a pain in my ass. I love it. JMoss12 brings up a point that we all saw on social media, if you're on social media. Buster Olney said today that he doesn't think that there will be any changes should the Yankees miss the playoffs. And that's probably correct. I mean, last year you got swept, and you rewarded the GM with a, 3 or 4 year contract extension. They think Aaron Boone's a great manager. The problem is the roster. Everybody on the planet, even though we were excited at the time, we all knew it was a bad idea to trade for Giancarlo Stanton because we knew this was happening. We knew this was going to happen. Guy's 32 years old and can't run. Can't run. Last year you trade for Harrison Bader, who was in a walking boot for a month after the deal, been injured his whole career, and you're surprised when he's injured half the season. DJ LeMahieu was asking for a 4-year deal. You gave him 6 so you could stay under the luxury tax. And now you got extra years of a declining player who is a shadow of his former self. 999 people in the chat. Yankees fans are pissed, and I do not blame you. I do not blame you. Demetrius Bakanos, I can't pronounce these names, guys. Why can't you just call yourself DB? We have what we need in Somerset. No? Well, Dominguez has been heating up. He hit over 300 in July. We just called Austin Wells up to AAA, so he can't be too far away. You got to think that he can hit better than what we've got right now. Although Rortvedt hit at AAA too, and he's at 125 in the major leagues. Austin Wells has a better swing than Rortvedt, though. If you're really being honest about it, you look at it, he's got a much better swing than Rortvedt. John says 55 and 51. This is a clown show. I wish I had a clown noise. I used to have one. Clown horn. Modi Weisberg with a $50 super chat says, just effing sell. Love the show. Thank you so much, Moti. Tux says, is there really not going to be change if we miss the playoffs? Not even Boone? Are we so bad and our development is horrible? What could we do that could actually help? I'm not convinced that there's anything the Yankees could do to actually help, aside from a complete teardown of the organization. If you go through and look at the executive roster, it's a lot of people hired in 1995, 1999, 2001. These people have been here 20 plus years. I think you need some fresh blood. You look at the people working in the Rays front office or Dodgers. They got young guys. I think you need a mix of young baseball minds. You need a mix, just like you need a mix of young players and veterans. You need a mix of veterans and young players. And right now, I feel like the Yankees front office and the field product mirror each other. Everybody's too old. Stone Cold says, won't be surprised if the Yankees do nothing tomorrow. That's the way I feel. I feel like the Yankees are going to do nothing. And at this point, other than selling, I don't really want them to do anything. I don't want Cashman to go out and empty the farm for a Juan Soto or any of those other guys that probably not even available. I want them to just fold. This is not a winning hand. Sell off Bader. Get what you can for Bader. Get what you can for Torres. Get what you can for any of these guys. IKF, Wandy Peralta, anybody who's going to be a free agent. I would even listen on guys like Clark Schmidt, Domingo Germán. Domingo Germán would probably be the first guy who threw a perfect game and then got traded a month later. I would listen on him. You can't tell me there's not a team out there that would like to make a playoff push and wouldn't be interested in Domingo Germán or Clark Schmidt. Guys have good stuff. Schmidt can't get through the 6th inning, but he's pretty good through 5. Tim W. says, Judge had as many walks tonight as the rest of the team had hits. The offense is anemic and pathetic. 100%. They're awful. Alex Valario says, yesterday I got a compliment on the hat that you have on right now. Hey, I appreciate that. I get compliments on this hat all the time. I don't have my other one in front of me, but there's another one that I wear that's it's like a white with a blue and it's got the Aaron Judge logo. That one, people be peeping that one too. Parks and Young says this organization has become a laughing stock. You know, a lot of people know that I've been doing a significant amount of work with the Foul Territory team. It's pretty cool sitting in with ex-Major League Baseball players every day and listening to interviews with current players and, Ken Rosenthal every day or a few times a week and, Russell Dorsey and all these great names. And the thing that strikes me as odd, this is the first time I'm really working full-time in baseball at the trade deadline. And usually the Yankees are extremely relevant. But this year, they're not relevant at all at the trade deadline. It's weird. It's like, it's like you're saving up all year to go on the cruise, and then it ends up being the poop cruise. All this excitement, and then it fizzles out. Pasha says, this is like the 1929 market crash. This team was in a bubble for the last 4 years. We all knew it was fool's gold. Now it's time to pay the piper. Excellent point and excellent reference. Although I do think the market crash was worse. People were literally jumping out of windows. Please don't jump out any windows over the Yankee game. I do think we should take a look at this box score just to highlight how anemic this offense is. 3 hits for the Yankees tonight. They came via Anthony Rizzo, Jake Bauers, and Anthony Volpe. Volpe had a line drive. I don't remember Rizzo's hit, and Bauers hit a home run. Herman did not start the game, ended up throwing 5 shutout innings in relief. Are you kidding me? Val in NY says, when will the nightmare end?
He can't hit for nothing.
Like Clockwork says, is it football season yet? Right around the corner. I was actually watching the trailer for the new Madden game today. Every year I say to myself, there's no way I'm going to be talked into buying Madden. There's no way I'm going to buy it. And then every year they release the trailer and I'm like, I'm getting Madden. There's no way I'm not getting Madden. Oh, man. Tonight's episode, like every episode, is brought to you by the Game Time app. The Game Time app is fantastic. You can download it to your phone or smart device. Use the code NYY Recaps for $20 off your first purchase. You can view your seats. You can view the view from your seats. You can hold up your phone and kind of pan it around, and it'll show you what the venue looks like from your seats. You can go to sports, music, comedy, all that stuff. They have rainout protection, job loss protection. Game Time. Lowest price on last-minute tickets. Guaranteed, and use the code NYY Recaps for $20 off your first purchase. Frankie, with the line of the night, says Madden is the Yankees of video games. It's like Lucy with the football. Every year you think it's going to be better, and it never is. Andrew B. says Aaron Judge probably regrets re-signing. I doubt that. I mean, it's hard to regret $360 million. But, anyway. Juju says, talking Yanks tomorrow going to be interesting with Aaron Boone. I watched the interviews with Boone. I think they've actually handled Boone very well. I think there was a lot of skepticism over those guys. And whether or not they were going to be fanboys and sort of cower in Boone's presence. But they've actually stood up to him nicely. And last week or 2 weeks ago, he said something to the effect of, well, when you're the manager, you can make the decisions. And it would have taken, this is why he can't be on my show. It would have taken every ounce of strength that I had in me, every ounce of willpower to not be like, well, maybe there'll be an opening soon. Huh? Wampbag Doodle says, speaking of Madden, we should hire Joe Madden. Rob John says, we wasted Cole as a Yankee. Well, we are in the process of wasting Cole as a Yankee. I don't want to speak in past tense because he's still got several years left, and there's still a chance that we could do something. But right now, the Yankees deserve better. Garrett Cole deserves better. I will say Bauers has a good swing. You know, he hit the crap out of that baseball. We keep him healthy, he might actually hit. He's only hitting, what's he hitting? 232, but he's got an OPS over 800. Only Yankee on the team other than Aaron Judge right now with an OPS over 800. Torres is at 741. Both Rizzo and Stanton are in the low 700s. Man, Stanton's decline is going to be, the stuff that legends are made of. I mean, this guy has fallen so far and so fast, and he still hits the crap out of the ball when he makes contact, but he has the worst swings. And what happens is, as he's getting older, those slow streaks, those streaks of where he has no clue at the plate, they're lasting longer and longer. Instead of going 3, 4 games, 5 games, maybe like they were in 2018, 2019, they're lasting 2 months now. And you can't afford that. I know Hal doesn't want to hear this. I know he doesn't want to hear this. But the only plan for the Yankees to get better is to just cut a bunch of dead contracts. LeMahieu, Stanton, probably Rizzo. I'm not completely sold that Rizzo will never hit again because he had that weird collision that kind of threw him off. I think he might pick it back up. He's still got some decent bat speed. Might be playing hurt. Trade Torres, get whatever you can for him. Trade Bader, get whatever you can for him. Empty out the pitching staff that is not Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon. Fill it up in the offseason. Maybe pick up a free agent. I think Ohtani is probably not going to come here, but we can dream. If you didn't have Stanton, then that would open a door for Ohtani because it would open the DH spot. Imagine what that left-handed swing would do at Yankee Stadium, but he doesn't want to come here. It's been pretty clear, pretty well chronicled. Mike Lino says, could have had Harper, got Stanton. Machado, got Donaldson. Traded for Luis Castillo. We traded away Monty for a guy in a cast. But Cash is still the GM. Bing. Nailed it, my friend.
Bing.
Nailed it. Cashman loves trading for guys who are hurt. Always. Montas. You kidding me? The guy had shoulder problems. How did they not have a doctor check out his shoulder? First of all, the shoulder should be a major red flag. I'm surprised he didn't learn that lesson from Michael Pineda when he traded for Pineda and he immediately missed 2 years with a shoulder injury. Shoulder's a huge red flag. Any orthopedic surgeon out there will tell you they would much rather work on an elbow because they can get the elbow functioning to near normal with Tommy John surgery. Fixing a labrum, fixing a rotator cuff, you're almost never the same. Almost never the same. Retro says Stanton is here because Ohtani didn't come in 2018. Remember? I don't know if that was necessarily a reaction. It might have been. That might be one of those post hoc ergo propter hoc moments. After it, therefore, because of it. I think they saw an opportunity to pivot and they definitely took it. But I think they would have been interested in Stanton even if they had Ohtani. I think the plan was for Stanton to play left field and for Judge to play right field. But Stanton can't run anymore. He moves like he's made out of marble. He looks like he's made out of marble, but he also has the same mobility as marble. Our prospects are garbage. It's just incredibly frustrating to watch. Joshua Torres says, oh no, don't worry. We'll have Machado when he is out of his prime. That seems like the most likely outcome. So I want to give a plug. Tomorrow, I'll be doing behind-the-scenes stuff with Foul Territory as they do a full trade deadline show from 1 to 6 p.m. Then I will be live on here, 6:30 p.m. to talk about any moves that happen. And then we will do the normal post-game. Pretty sure I'm going to take off a day, either Friday or Saturday or Sunday, because I've got to see Oppenheimer again. And the Yankees got 13 games in a row, something like that. And I want to catch it in IMAX. So I've got to go see it. It was just too much fast talking. I couldn't catch it all. But let's wrap things up tonight. Take a few more comments.
Game over.
Tommy Higgs says, is Montas coming back this year? I wouldn't count on it. Doesn't look like it. Landon says, are we the laughing stock? I think so. It is embarrassing. I'll give you that.
You gotta go.
Frankie says, Derek out Friday with an armpit issue. I don't know if it's going to be Friday. So the Yankees have a Saturday day game, so I'm not going to skip that one. But it might be Sunday. Might be early next week. I don't know yet. I have to. Right now, it's still sold out at all my IMAX theaters nearby. So as soon as I can get tickets, I'm going to go. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Unfortunately, another tough night for the Yankees. Over 1,100 in the chat. Game time. NYY Recaps, $20 off your first tickets. I'll see you on the flip side. Next time I see you will be after the trade deadline.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.